Hey everybody, it's Aaron Norris with the Norris Group. It is March 20th, and as a real estate professional, what are you doing to help your business and your clients during the coronavirus? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. So I am still in Florida. No, I'm not stuck. I'm actually a little surprised we haven't had a national shutdown. In some states, it seems like it. And honestly, it's good. I was hoping they would do it sooner than later, because the sooner they sort of get a control over what we have and how bad it is, the faster we can deal with reality. So I sort of knew that it was going to explode. But when I came out here in the video that I made Monday that we're going to air a little bit later, I think we're only up to 100 cases, and now it's almost 400. And that's just, 4 or 5 days later. But the testing is catching up. We've been hearing that from the government, and it just depends on how the media covers it. So honestly, this week, I've been really excited with how they've dealt with it. So you've got Congress, Trump, and the media sort of starting to play nice. And during 9/11, when I was in New York, that was a major reason why it created so much calm in the city. It was really scary to see store shelves empty, and I had never felt like that. So I know exactly what this feels like. And the sooner you get all of those people on the same page, the better. So on the radio show and podcast this week, Bruce and I have a little bit of a conversation of an update of everything that's happened this week, how we feel it's going to impact the real estate industry in California and Florida, note investing, flipping, 1031 exchanges, a lot of things to think about. Some major updates. You've got the Fed's fund rate that went down to almost zero, but interest rates, surprise, they haven't. I'm in the middle of a loan right now. I know you're going to make a hard money loan joke, but I'm in the middle of a loan, and the rate went up. But I'm honestly thrilled. It's below it's below 5% for a 75% after build value for a 4.25. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about it. So that's going on. We haven't heard any updates on 1031 exchanges just yet, but we've created a website, a page on our website, thenorrisgroup.com/resources, where I'm trying to track all the different national and state resources that are more aimed for real estate investors. So the California Apartment Association, they have a great video on some things that you need not say to your tenants, and some resources, flyers that the CDC put out, some information that you can give to your tenants if they have to apply for unemployment benefits. So as they're rolling out all these federally backed programs, just information that you could use for either yourself and your small business or your clients. And if I'm missing something, just email me, info@thenorrisgroup.com. Put it a note to me, and we'll make sure it ends up on our list. This is not news. This is resources for real estate professionals, realtors, investors, all that kind of stuff. So thanks so much. Also big news, I'm just excited. I know I'm always the glass half full guy, but come on, iBuyers are out already. It's only like 2 weeks, and Redfin and Open Door have put a pause. Now, this is where Main Street is going to shine. I hate to use the 3Ds, but real estate investors often deal with death, disease, and divorce when it comes to buying properties. You may be able to help a lot of people in some really crazy situations in all three of those categories in this event. And you, Main Street, realtors, real estate investors, boots on the ground who invest and work in specific neighborhoods, this is going to be your time to shine, and it's where Wall Street can't. You know what's possible in those communities and areas, and this is where we come into play. We're planning on lending. We are lending now. We've been fairly busy this week, and I wasn't expecting that. So thank you, and we hope to do a lot more. And Main Street plays a major role, and Wall Street is there for some things, and some of their business models are good, and some are suspect because it all operates on not making a profit. And for many years at that, and on credit lines that we don't know what's going to happen with those if the credit markets decides that they no longer like this investment class. So, real estate investors, be prepared. Will there be a big fallout? We don't know. There's a halt on moratorium on foreclosures with FHA product right now. There's a cancellation of evictions for California that they've been talking about. And there's a lot of other things in the works. What happened this week is just round one. So anyway, with that, I'm going to leave you with a video that I made Monday. I was fully expecting to be stuck here in Florida. We had to cancel our trip. And I was just thinking about what I would do if I were in quarantine to not be those people blowing up Facebook with fear and craziness, and how you can actually help your clients and do good marketing. And people remember, they might not remember you all the time, but they're going to remember how you made them feel in times of crisis. And right now is important. Do it right. Be careful of your marketing and what you're communicating online. just be careful. And hopefully you enjoyed the video that I created on Monday. It's still very relevant. And enjoy the radio show this week, and we'll see you next week. Hey everybody, it's Aaron. I'm here in Florida. I'm overlooking this lake. I've got this beautiful top floor view at the hotel. Oftentimes you can see some alligators, and it's really weird when sometimes there's this fisher guy who comes out here and he's like knee deep in the water, and you're like, what are you doing? There's alligators out there. It's Florida. What are you gonna do? Yeah, we canceled our Florida investor trip, and I decided to come out to work with partners. The hotel has been really amazing. The Holiday Inn out here is the bomb. And everyone's just been really, really great to work with. Luckily, none of the clients came out. What I was worried about is they wouldn't be able to get back. And it's looking more and more likely that there's going to be a national shutdown. So I thought I'd share some of my nerdy stuff because going into this week, it's always a possibility. And as a communication dude, you got a plan. So I thought I'd share some of the ridiculous stuff in my brain. Maybe it can help you this week. So first of all, a national shutdown, everyone at home, might be the best thing we could possibly imagine. The faster and harder we hit this, the better. It would give them time to put out the tests so they can find out where we're actually at with far as infections. I'm not worried about the infections. I'm really worried about the economic impact. If we can shut everything down for just a short period of time, see where we're at, and then make adjustments as possible, I think that's going to be awesome. So I know it might seem a little scary, but I'm actually hoping that they do it. So anyway, here's my list of how many do I have? I have 8. 8 things to do to keep you sane while we're on lockdown. Let's do this. So number 1, Tony Alvarez, this is for you. Give good phone. Pick up the phone. Call people. Be a beautiful distraction. Don't text. Don't get on social media, because people are in like fear chamber right now. The echo chamber is real. So if you go to the grocery store and it's a very scary place, the shelves are empty because people are really scared, it's just, call. Be a distraction for them. A good way to do that before you call is my number 2. Get armed with really good local information. Thank God for local media. I'm glad some of you are still around, because the national media, man, it's been so disappointing. I really wish they could create a voice of calm, but they just can't help themselves. Clickbait is the name of the game. But the local media is going to be able to give you a little bit more of a local flavor of what your local city is doing. School shutdowns, restaurant closures, all that kind of stuff. Support them. Buy a subscription. Digital, probably. And just do your homework locally. What's going on? Where are the resources? Also, get armed with 211. This sort of falls under my same number 2 category. I talked about it last video. 211 is your local health and human services hotline. If you've never heard of it, it's sort of like the 411 for help. You dial a number, and an operator is going to be able to give you a bunch of local resources you might not even know about. Local nonprofits serving people all over the place that you didn't even know. So don't call, though. Don't dial 211 in your area. Do them a favor and yourself a favor. Go to the internet, put in 211 and then your local county, find the 211, and they typically have a database resource, and you can search whatever you want. If armed with the stuff from what's going on your local level from the paper, and then getting the 211 hotline and maybe some resources, call your friends, family, coworkers, see how they're doing, see how you can be of service and help. Probably go a long way. And again, that concept of a beautiful disaster. But hey, while you're on 211, figure out some places maybe you can volunteer. Maybe you can make some phone calls for them. That would be amazing and might be able to help them out depending on the situation they're in. They're probably in full disaster mode anyway, and as we often know, a lot of nonprofits are just one sneeze away from a disaster, and there's a lot of really hard conversations going on right now. So just be sensitive to that, and there might be a way that you can show up and help in a really meaningful way. So number 4, send thank you cards. You might have forgotten how to cursive, so you might have to even take a course in how to do writing again, but it could be awesome. Write thank you cards to first responders in your community, which also, by the way, includes anybody in the service industry. It's a scary time to be at the grocery store or a restaurant, and even if they shut them down, there's conversation about delivery still happening, so they're still going to be working. So beyond healthcare, it's also the service industry, so please keep those in mind. Write some cards. It'd be awesome. This is one. Number 5, I would love to see everybody do. This would be amazing. Rate your favorite small business. So if you're online, go to Yelp, Google, YouTube, podcast, wherever you consume information, go online and leave a beautiful love message to your favorite businesses. Who do you like there? What's your favorite meal? Don't show up and leave bad reviews. That's bad form. Right now, we need as much love as possible. Go online, do some really good stuff. When they get there, they'll so appreciate it, or maybe they'll see it while they're at home and you'll just bless them. And it's time for that. They would really, really appreciate that. So go online, leave 5-star reviews, leave some great comments, post about your favorite stuff. That'll be awesome. Number 6 is tip, especially for those in the service industry that are on the front line. Part of the conversation right now, and Lisa Hogler, thank you for reminding me of this, a lot of the service industry in the, particularly in the gig economy, they don't have health care. They have zero safety net. If they do not work, they do not make money, and there is no health insurance through these companies. That may quickly change, and because we need them in the worst way. So smile, be patient, say thank you, and tip the heck out of them if you can. It would be so appreciated. They are being so brave. Number 7, think of ways to support your seniors. So maybe let them borrow an iPad, install some card games. They love card games. Show them how to do it so you can do it from afar and not put them at risk. That would be awesome. Figure out ways to go shopping for them, do their yard work, make your kids do yard work for them, all that kind of stuff. They're really, really going to like that. I think we're on number 8. Hashtag Sunshine Songs. This was an idea by Laura Benanti. She's a TV and a Broadway person. She's quite the character and extremely talented. She got online because all these kids were, their shows were being canceled, whether you were playing the piano or saxophone, you're in a musical theater production, a dance show. These poor kids, especially if you're in your senior, this is your senior year and it just got canceled. So what she suggested is go online and tag her and use the hashtag Sunshine Songs. And so the internet is a beautiful place of these kids singing, acting, dancing their hearts out, and it's pretty magical. So get online with your kiddos and have a good time watching those. They're really fun, and you'll be making those kids' dream come true by, all their shows getting all these views when they didn't even think they were going to get to do anything. That's pretty cool. So finally, get that honey-do list out. You probably already have one. You haven't done it. So now's the time to get it done. And if you've got kids, you've got help. Clean the garage, deep clean the bathroom, do some weeding in the backyard. Magically, all of a sudden, books look really cool for your kids. If they've got an option, which one are they going to choose? So I thought I'd share what I'm reading. Knowing that this might happen and I might get stuck in Florida, this is embarrassing. This is my stack of magazines that since we did Turmoil, the market timing report that we did in February, that's how far I'm behind. So I thought I'd share what I'm reading. Let's see. Popular Mechanics, because sometimes I like to pretend I'm like an engineer and fancy, and you never know what you're going to learn, right? Popular Science, because, I don't know, I read that. Sometimes I just do. Wired, great magazine. I've got 2 of these to go through, so, okay, let's see. It is Innovation i3. This is a CES magazine on all the latest technology. Let's see, M Report, fantastic in the mortgage industry, lots of good stuff. Yeah, you see how far behind I am? This is just half the pile. Realtor.com, Realty 411, Linda Pliagas, I've got you. I'm behind. Should I even admit to that? I don't know what issue this is, but I'm going to read it. Points of Interest, this is from the California Mortgage Association. They put a magazine out together, and this is the fall issue. Oops, my bad. It's a pretty fast and easy read, though, talking about all the beautiful California rules and regulations that are happening in the private mortgage industry. Always just such a entertaining, fun read. Legislation, gotta love it. So, you know what? I'm going to give you some marketing ideas for businesses, too, because, man, I have seen some. I'm going to be honest. Some of y'all, you need to check yourself. It's rough out there. Mind your algorithms. The saying goes that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, it can be transferred over onto the internet pretty easily, saying that. Depending on what you're feeding it and what you're engaging online is the echo chamber. That's what you surround yourself with. So if you aren't mindful of that, especially if you're in fear right now, it's just going to be that nonstop. And I just encourage you to take a break from social media altogether, or you need to start feeding it something different because it'll be a dark place. And not just for you. Really think about this with your seniors. I have some seniors in my life that are full on conspiracy mode, and they're having a really, really hard time. So don't lean into the fear. Do some positive things over the next few days, and really make sure that you're very cognizant of what you're feeding. When you're on a 24/7 disaster news diet, it's just rough. If you're in business marketing, really think about what you're posting. A lot of auto marketing still going on, paid ads. that, I mean, all these disaster stories in your ads are showing up and you just don't think about it. But it just sometimes seems really odd when you see these ads when they're so out of context, and these are just remarketing ads. I get it, but you never know where your business and your ad is going to show up on these devices. So just be really careful. Let's see, business shut off your auto marketing. We talked about that. That also includes social media posts. Like if you're using those sites that allow you to throttle them out, I would just stop. Like we totally took a right turn and decided to tape different shows. We're going to tape something on Thursday with an update for coronavirus stuff, because I had an ADU appraiser on for this weekend, and it's just going to seem really inappropriate and really tone deaf just to post something just so out of context, especially after our radio show that was a little scary that we posted last week. So we don't want to do that. And as far as like being careful what you post on social media, like, I don't know, different marketers will have different concept of this, because positioning and being controversial is definitely a strategy, but I don't think people sometimes make that conscious decision. They're just doing it. So, hey, listen, I love the toilet memes that are coming out, but for seniors and the health sensitive right now that are really seeing this as a matter of life and death, they're really seeing this quite differently than you are right now. So just limit those. I mean, they can be funny, but come on. So for the next month, just treat the internet like the first date. Avoid politics, religion, and sex. And I'll be a little bit more specific. So listen, prayers are great. Get to it, say some prayers, but action is what matters right now. Volunteer, get on the phone, talk to people. You do you. But, you know, post your uplifting songs, some sermons to distract people. But when you post stuff that is specifically couched within politics, it's awful. And for businesses, I just find it really off-putting. And I'm just surprised that people aren't cognizant that they do that, and it's a turnoff. Politics, listen, it's an election year. You've got November coming up. Save it for the election. Like right now, if you're one of those people that are voting for either side that they're going to fail, you're part of the problem. You literally need to take a step back and pray that every single dang one of them wins in every single way, both at the federal, national, the state, and the local level. These guys are working overtime trying to help us all out. So let's give them a break. Push back on the media who's a little bit crazy right now, and just limit the social media posts on the craziness. Like, come on, we just all need to be Americans right now and do the right thing. We can get back to that as soon as this is over. Promise. I promise it can wait. I've got my 30-day mute button ready to go. When people are posting ridiculous things, you immediately go on mute. And I don't see anything you post for 30 days anyway. And that's a great way to also clean up your algorithms, by the way. I hope they still have it. I haven't had to use it since the last election. You can actually mute news sources. So you don't have to mute your friends if you don't want to, or your family that are posting crazy things. You can actually say mute this post, and sometimes they'll let you go a little bit deeper and you can just mute the news sources they're sharing. So if they're watching crazy things from, I don't know, you can mute them, and you can mute the sources and not them, but it's a strategy. So let's see. Sex. Yeah, I've already got my first sex coronavirus meme. It was entertaining. And yes, there's going to be the quarantine generation. Lots of births going to be coming out in December, ruining it for the rest of their lives. Yes, they're going to have to share Christmas and their birthday. Sorry about it. So yeah, it's real. I get it. Just if you decided to make the choice of double down on the wine for the next 4 weeks, good for you. Just step away from the social media. Just do it. So anyway, I hope that was fun. Hope you got some good ideas. I'd love to hear. I'm thinking about writing something for one of the places that I write for. I'd love to hear what you're doing with your family or some other things. Hey, hopefully this won't even happen. Who knows? But would love to hear how you're dealing with it and the things that you're distracting your family and your kids with. It'd be fun. All right. I'm fine in Florida. I'll be fine. I'm in the hotel. Actually, what's funny is I told them, like, hey, if you need a guy to go around and tell people to knock it off and stop freaking out, like, I can get away with things that they can't. So let me be that guy. So anyway, let's just all be rooting for each other, and it'll eventually be fine. So, all right, leave some comments. Let's see what you guys are doing. Bye.